So, a man's pride can be his downfall, and he needs to learn when to turn to others for support and guidance. Edward Michael Grills, or how he's known as from his show Man vs. Wild, Bear Grylls. So, the topic of today's podcast is the importance of product management for management students and the industry as a whole, while touching on how guidance and mentorship can help students. I know it sounds a mouthful, but before we discuss on why it is important, let me introduce myself. I am the host for today's podcast, Aishwarya Gayadane. I am an MBA student from NMIMS Indore, presently interning at Grow Junction, the EdTech platform. And today's guest is Vikas Aggarwal, who is currently working as a product manager at Times Internet and has worked in Infosys, TCS, and Exotel. He has done his MBA in Marketing and IT from University Business School, Panjab University, Chandigarh, and done graduation in Computer Science Engineering from LNMIT, Jaipur. So, Vikas, did I miss anything? Or do
Yeah,
you want
no,
to
thank you,
introduce yourself?
Ashwin, for the introduction. Oh, you have made it all. Thanks a lot.
Sure. So, to start off, how was your MBA and student life in general?
So yeah, first of all, like I would like to discuss about my student life at LNMIT Jaipur, like where I completed my engineering in computer science. So yeah, those 4 years were like one of the most precious years and like one of the most fun living years in my life. Where I learned each and everything like just after 12th, and I learned like I was into the various clubs. I learned sports. I love to play squash and table tennis, and I did many new things. I explored myself in the different directions there. Regardless like what I want to pursue in future, I explored in all the directions in my 4 years of the BTech life. And yeah, talking about the MBA also. So in the MBA, like I was like more focused, like where I want to go into the future. Like I was more interested in the product side, like starting from the like first day of MBA. And there also I learned many other streams also, like working of HR, working of marketing, sales, finance, so each and everything.
So, Vikas, I just wanted to ask you, how did you zero in on product management? I mean, as an engineering graduate, what was your motivation that you need to go to the product side of things?
See, like the motivation, like what I felt, like the product is the thing which can make the life of the millions easy. So you see like a variety of products like you are using from day to day life. Like for example, taking about the Uber and Ola, like if you want to commute from one place to another, if you want to order food, so Swiggy and Zomato, and if you want to pay bills, if you want to transfer money to someone, Google Pay, Paytm. So if you just close your eyes and imagine like your 24 hours, like in the 24 hours of a day, you are using variety of apps for your day to day in your day to day life. And without these applications, you will feel like your life would be hard if you don't use these apps. Think about like 10 years down the line in 2005 and 2006, you want to transfer money to like one of your friend living in Jaipur. What you would do? Like you would just make a check or you would just transfer it to NEFT, RTGS. It was a very long process. You would go to bank. You now like within few clicks, I think within like 10 to 20 seconds, you can transfer any amount of money to your friends. Even like 10 years, if you just think like the era before 2010, or you can think before 2016 also, because after 2016 like people have using these applications and all, just because the geo era came into the picture, because the
Totally,
internet was the thing, and internet was easy for all, internet access was easy to each and every one of us.
totally agree. Actually, I pursued my BTech in 2013 till 2017. So,
Okay.
doing college during those days included getting money from your parents via the bank and then going and then getting the cash from ATM, and everything was cash. And yeah, like you said, if I wanted to transfer money to a friend of mine in Jaipur, oh my God. So I can imagine that what you're saying, that as a product manager, why were you so keen on being a product manager? Because we are surrounded by products everywhere all the time.
And another thing like I would like to add, like what the product manager do is basically it make the life of the users easy. Now taking the example of Zomato app itself, Now you can see like today if you use Zomato app, and 5 years back if you use Zomato app. I just tell you one of the example. Now, if you want to log in into a Zomato app, you have recently installed a Zomato app and you are already the user. Now, what you have to do is like you don't have to remember the password now. Key, you have to remember the password. Earlier, like if you forget the password, you have to create new password, enter that password again to verify it, and it takes 3 to 4 minutes to get into the Zomato app. And
Correct.
here the user also churn outs. Like for
Correct.
example, if I forget password and if I'm not interested in making new password, I will churn out. I would not use app for maybe for
Sure.
some reason. But nowadays what happens is you can log in via OTP, and within few seconds, or you don't also have to enter the OTP. The 6 digit OTP, it is autofill codes. Matlab you would have used Zomato
Correct. Yes, yes,
within
yes.
like few seconds. As soon as you enter the mobile number, OTP will come on your SMS and it will be autofill by the Zomato app. So within I think 5 seconds, you can log in into the Zomato. So you can see how the life of the user is made easy now.
And that has also reduced the number of clicks. Being a software developer myself, I know that we just want to reduce the number of clicks so that the user is in our platform. So
Yeah.
by this, you are just reducing the number of clicks to enter the password. You're just straight away
Even I
placing the
tell you,
password and go.
I can tell you the entire funnel now. So you enter into the Zomato app. Now the location is also captured automatically.
Yes,
Your vicinity location. For example, I'm living in Alwar. Its pin code. Each and everything is captured automatically. 10 years, yeah, 5 years down the line, back in 2015 or 2016, only like few payment options were available, credit card or debit card. Now what you can do is like within few clicks you can link your UPI. Agar you have
correct,
Paytm
correct,
application,
correct, correct.
Google, and like within I just remember like within 2 minutes I ordered food from one of the restaurant in Alwar. Within like 1 or 2 minutes, entire payment was also done within 1 or 2 minutes. Earlier it used to take 8 to 9 minutes. I have to enter all the credit card details, फिर उसका OTP आएगा, and this is
Exactly.
the thing.
1 to 2 minutes तो सिर्फ payments ही लेता था. At that time, I remember
Hmm.
that the payments used to take so much time that we
Hmm.
used to be, we used to always look at the counter for the timeout. That yeah, is
Yes,
it
yes.
done? Is it done? Is it done? So
और
yeah,
इसमें churn out होता है, users also get churn out कि
exactly.
वो interest खो देते थे, कहते यार छोड़ यार अब क्या ही order करना, इतना time ले रहा है, चलो छोड़,
Exactly. And as a
ऐसा
product
भी होता
manager, you might know that your target audience right now has a way less attention span. So they would wait
है. Yeah.
around for our platform to respond. They would go to the next
Yes.
platform that is there.
Yep.
Exactly. So these are really great examples of how product management helps people and helps products. And as MBA students, we should know that such kind of solutions are needed by managers and are expected from managers. So Vikas, how would you say? Do you feel like the average MBA student is he by knowledge or by experience market ready by the time he is done his MBA? The average student. I'm not talking specifically by you, but in your experience while working in various companies that you have up until now.
See, what I feel is like there are like huge variety of students who enter into the MBA colleges. Many students have work experience in the past, many are the freshers. So what
Correct.
I feel is having some work experience before doing your MBA, matlab, it is not a must thing, but like it would help you a lot. Like if you are having a work ex before entering into a B school, if you, it will help you a lot. See, when you are working in a corporate or when you are working in a startup, you have indulgence with all the departments of the company, whether it is HR, like for example pay slips, your monthly payment and everything, your salary. You also interact with the HR department, you interact with the finance department, you also get a chance to interact with sales, marketing, where even if you're engineer also, no, you get to interact in some at some point of time with all the departments of the company.
Absolutely.
And when you enter a B school, so if you know you are a first year student, right?
Yeah, I'm a first year student with 2 years of work ex.
Okay, so if you are a first year student, so like there are variety of courses in the first year, like which targets HR also, organizational behavior is there, finance subjects are also there, marketing subjects, marketing management, each and every subject is there. So if you feel like if you are already if you are having a work experience, no, you will relate to the topics which are taught in the first year. You will definitely relate to all those topics, whether it is organizational behavior, which is related to HR, or whether it is finance. So it helps a lot.
So, Vikas, would you agree to the statement that the average MBA student, more often than not, is not market ready when he is out of the MBA college. Yes, they might be knowledge ready in some aspects, but they are not market ready per se. Would you agree to this
Yeah, I would.
statement?
Yeah, at some point I would like they are not totally market ready. Like if they are freshers and they are entering into the B school without any work ex. So like after every year, after first year, you have B school internships are there,
Correct,
and if
correct,
that
correct.
internship is done properly, and if a lot of research is done in those internships, that internships make that particular person market ready. Like when he entered into the corporate after 1 year, internships are
Exactly.
very much important. See, if you are
Correct.
doing internships within your B school, no, and even if you are fresher, then you will become market ready. But if you are not doing internships properly, and after 2 years you are entering the market, so I would say like you are not market ready to enter into the corporates.
Exactly, and that internship factor is also quite dependent upon how the company is conducting the internship. There are companies who are very good at it, and there are a few companies that, I mean, God only knows what's the bottom. But yeah, so would you say that having mentorship or guidance would have helped you or the average MBA student uh, during their course of their MBA? Mentorship, as in mentorship from people like you, even people who are in the market right now, who are in the management scene right now, and know the nitty gritty and the latest trends and technologies and innovations behind, let's say, product management, even.
See, I would say mentorship is very much important. I would say like when I was in first year, like I was studying in UBS Chandigarh, and in second year I was like in UBS Chandigarh studying from home.
Okay.
So at that point of time, like we were having plenty of time. So when the course was running, my second year was running, I also did like several internships parallelly to my course. Like I worked with Exotel as a 6 month internship in Exotel. So
Hmm.
like I was studying also and I was working also, like as a intern. So I do believe mentorships plays a very pivotal role in shaping your future, in shaping your brain towards the various industry concepts and in industry jargons. So mentorship is very much important. Mentorship from your teachers, mentorship from your corporate buddies, and mentorship from your friends. It tells you like where you should go. It tells you the right direction basically. See, there are like if I don't get any mentorship, no, I would have searched on like various platforms. It would waste my time. So going to the mentor and asking him the things will make your life easy and will save your time. So yeah.
Correct. Correct, correct. And how would you suggest that? Just imagine Vikas Aggarwal in MBA. He's in first year. He may or may not have an internship right now. That totally depends. Or if he, even if he has an internship right now, his summer internship hasn't started. It's February right now. And imagine that you have an opportunity for getting mentorship from people who are there in the industry via platforms like Grow Junction. So, do you think that it would have made a difference to use? Because this is a very specific question. That is the reason why I wanted to ask that. How would you feel about a mentorship program of such kind, or how would you feel that this would have shaped you going forward? You don't know that your internship how it would pan out. Like I said, I mean, companies to companies it depends. You were one of the lucky ones that might have got a good internship in a good company, and they must have conducted it in a very proper way. That is the reason why you are where you are right now. So how would you suggest, I mean, what would you suggest this kind of a program?
See, I would definitely recommend these types of programs for the first year students and even for the second year students to get the mentorships. For example, what the mentors do, it makes you corporate ready. See, mentors are already working in the corporates. They tell you like where you should focus upon. Like there are lots and lots of skills. So the mentors will make you job ready. Like 2 years down the line, like when you are appearing for the corporate placements, when you are appearing for the company placements, visiting your campus, it
Hmm.
will make you like a corporate ready, and it will also teach you like how to prepare for the interviews, like what the interviewer asks. So these are the things like the mentor will tell you that no one will tell you. So these are the things that mentor will help you
Correct.
getting
And
job ready, getting about the skills that you should learn, and etc.
so, because I mean, there are quite a lot of things that we can unwrap from this answer. But I just wanted to ask that what are the biggest difficulties you face while conducting business, or even interacting with present MBA students if you have up until now? Is there any difficulties or anything that you have seen that is very glaring in the students that you think you might be I mean, these might be the online students, online MBA students who have done their MBA mostly in Zoom, or maybe have pursued their core majors or minors during the pandemic. So have you seen a difference in the type of MBA student that used to be and are there right now?
It's a good question. So, although I haven't interacted with these sort of MBA students, like COVID MBA students as of now,
Yes,
but
yes, there are quite a few terms for this. Yeah, COVID MBA students.
so what I basically feel is like, see, like when you are appearing like face to face classes in the classroom and Zoom classes, there is a like ample difference. There is a lots of difference. See, the classroom program is, see, earlier also we used to have these executive MBAs, online MBAs earlier also, but now everything is online. So there is a lot of difference. The quality of education which is also imparted, even the teacher is well qualified, even the same teacher is teaching, but when he's teaching on Zoom or when he's teaching on the online platform, his way of giving the lectures is different, and when he's in the class, his way of giving the lectures is different. Also, value assess the students using the online quiz exams. See, there are lots and lots of things which we can bring into the system, but students may crack how to cheat in the exams. Matlab, they may crack and they can crack. Even we bring many softwares, even we can implement machine learning algorithms, AI into our system, but students will crack how to cheat into the exams. So yeah, assessing the students has also become difficult nowadays. And when you know, like you can cheat in the exams, so the students also start studying less. They start focusing less on their like core subjects, which are also very important when you are doing MBA. You should know each and every subject. Like when I was in first year, so I was in the classroom, and we used to have classroom exams. We used to go to the classroom and we used to have the exams. So I remember, like, we used to do many case studies before exam night. We used to study many books and each and everything. But truthfully telling, like when I was in second year, like when I was in at home, so the amount that we study reduces, because classroom assessment is different and online assessment is different.
Correct. Well, I mean, I totally agree with your points because after the second wave, I got the opportunity to attend the classes offline, and then I came to know about the stark differences. I started my MBA online, so my MBA experiences was online only, and then when I went to offline, then I realized that what we were missing out on. And like you said, the teachers are qualified, but the way out they conduct their class in a classroom and over Zoom, totally different. We'll be joining back on
One thing like
21st.
I would like to make here is peer-to-peer learning, P2P learning. So
Uh,
when you are in the classrooms, you have a lots and lots of P2P learning. You learn from your peers, you learn from your colleagues. But in the Zoom meeting, matlab, there may be some peer-to-peer learning, but the level of peer-to-peer learning is very low in the Zoom meeting. So that is the reason, like I prefer classroom learnings.
totally. Peer-to-peer learning does get affected. And because then, how would you say going forward? How do you see the market going forward? May it be actually, I want to divide this question into three parts. How do you see the finance market, in which direction it is going, from an industry standpoint also, but even from us as students or aspirants? If you can tell where do you think the market is going for us, for finance, for HR, for marketing, and your field, product management?
So finance, HR, marketing, and the product management. So I feel the positive thing in this, like the market of each and every field is going upwards. Like there are lots and lots of scope in the financial markets also. So post COVID, the financial industries have increased. So you can see whether you take the cryptocurrency, like there are lots and lots of startups, even the unicorns. These startups have become the unicorns also. So if you could talk about the cryptocurrency, you have WazirX, CoinDCX. So these are the two major players in the cryptocurrency. So after the lockdown, no, 2020, so these two apps were existing before lockdown also, but the need, because people have started investing in the crypto now, so need have increased. also the banking applications. People are going online, people are preferring not to go to the crowded areas, not to go to the banks physically, so they are using more and more of banking applications now. So entire financial sector, like there are lots and lots of job opportunities in the financial sector, whether it is like a financial manager or whether it is a marketing role, in even in the marketing role. So when the any industry grows, simultaneously sales and marketing also grows. Now take the example of edutech company, edtech. So when the schools were online, so many, like there were many edtech platform which came into the picture. So I remember Vedantu is there, Upgrade, Byju's is there. So these applications need more and more of marketing guys, so that the product can be marketed to the right audience. When the marketing is done, you also need a sales guy also who can sell these products to the people. So, and when finance, marketing and sales grows, you need HR is people management. You need how to manage the people, because the industry is taking all these people into them. So we need people who know how to manage these people. So HR is also into the picture. So we have a huge demand for all these sectors, whether it is HR, marketing, finance. And now talking about the product management also. So you see product management, like there are lots and lots of products which are coming now. Well, every day you will see, I know the statement which was made by, I think, one of the politician made the statement, like in 2022, in every 5 days, one startup is becoming unicorn. I think in the 2022, I think 5 to 8 startups have become unicorn as of now. Five
Correct.
startups have become unicorn. So when the needs arises, when the needs arises to solve the user problem, product comes into the picture. And to make the product user empathetic, to make the product so that user can use it freely, we need product managers. We need good product managers who can understand the user, who can line up with the user empathy. So product management come into the picture. So we need a lots and lots of good product managers, and there is a lot of job market for these product managers.
Correct. Vikas, you being in the product management industry, do you have any example of failed product that failed due to product managers, or maybe even for a various reasons? But do you have an example for a failed product? Why am I asking this? So that our audience comes to know about products also fail, and they might fail for a variant, a lot of different reasons. But there might be some products that you might come into your mind that have failed. Like Zomato, we discussed, it's a success story. But any failed product that comes into your mind?
So if you talk about the failed product, and one of the most important failed product that come into my mind is the Tata Nano car, and that was extremely failure. See, Nano, like why Nano was failure, like why it was failure. Can I ask you, like you are also first year MBA student,
Yes,
your perspective?
see, I believe when Nano failed because it was first, it had the last issue that it had was actually not first. The last issue that it had was supply. They didn't have enough to supply, and by the time they had enough to supply, there were different competitors, and their target audience moved up in the economical food chain. Loans got easier, and they didn't need 1 lakh rupee car anymore. They can easily afford 3 to 4 lakh rupees alto. So then the target audience vanished or lost the patience. Like you said, in the case of Zomato, if you don't have, you cannot retain your users, they'll go off. So that is what happened in the end. By the time they figured out their supply, in the start, the biggest issue was supply. That is the reason why it didn't sell as many as it should have or meet the demands that it had. But that is my assessment. I could be, I mean, I might be missing many points.
That is one of the point is right. And apart from that, there is another reason like why Tata Nano failed. So Tata Nano was positioned for the like poor middle class, okay, and also the technology that was used in the Tata Nano, no, like engine was sideways, not the. So that was also the security concern as far as the car is concerned, and also the people thought it was a car for the poors. So Nano positioned it wrongly. So the product positioning was wrong in the Tata Nano case. Positioning of the product is also very much important. When you make a product, you should position it right correctly. If the position is not, if the product is not positioned correctly, it will lead to the failure of the product. And another example, you're talking about the product failure, I can give you the example of one of the product that failed is Google Glass.
Okay.
Google Glass,
Yeah.
that was a product was introduced in 2013, Google Glass.
Yes. Yes.
So that product failed because there were many reasons for that, because the battery life of that product was very low, and there were n number of reasons for which the Google Glass failed. There was no use of Google Glass at that point of time, so that's why it failed.
And we had connectivity issues also. When there was not
Yeah,
4G that much integrated
yeah.
into
In
the
2013,
ecosystem.
yeah, 2013 there was not.
Correct. So, and all of these would have been mitigated or done better with a good product manager. You would you agree with that
Definitely,
statement?
definitely.
And any tips for MBA aspirants right now that who are preparing for MBA or preparing for the whole chain of exams that we have, the myriad of exams, who are actually giving their interviews right now?
See, there are certain platforms that I would recommend. One is the Product Hood. So I follow these like online web platforms. One is a Product Fox. So this is nice. One can follow Product Fox. So this is a community of the various product managers across the country, India, and also the aspiring product managers. They also have a Slack group. They also have a WhatsApp group also. And I also would recommend Seco.ai. That is also an online platform where like you can connect with lots and lots of aspiring product managers and who are the product managers in the companies. So networking is important, like when you're looking for the product manager roles. See, what happened is, like when you are a engineering graduate from a like average engineering college, your chances to become product managers reduces. And like if you are from the top engineering college like IIT, NIT, BITS, and you are into the product management, so companies may prefer you. And after MBA, like companies look for the product manager. So like the qualification which are needed for the product manager is a engineer or a MBA, engineer plus MBA. That is a good thing, good combo. Like if you are applying for the product manager role, PM role. And apart from that, what one looks in the product manager role is one must be a good like your communication skills must be good. Apart from that, you must be a good your numbers must be you must be data driven. You must understand the data, like while looking at the Excel, a chart of Excel, you can interpret like what is going on and what would be the future. So you must be data driven. You must be a great analyst. So these are the certain skills, there are broader skills that I'm telling you: communication, data driven. And you must have a good acumen of the business. You must understand the business कि जो धंधा होता है वो कैसे बनता है, पूरा ये जो बिजनेस है वो चल कैसे रहे.
Correct, correct. So, knowing the supply chain of it all is very necessary. Sure. So, any tips for people who are preparing for MBA right now? People who are preparing or giving their GDPI right now?
For GDPI, you are asking for the CAT examinations?
Yeah, CAT GDPI right now because this is the month of February. They might be having their GDPI right now.
Okay, so for I start with the GDPI. So for learning for the GDPI, you must be well versed with the current affairs. You must be reading the news. So I remember like when I was preparing for the GDPI, like when I appeared for the CAT back in 2018. So I used to read this Economic Times daily. So daily I used to devote like 1 hour to 2 hour, 1.5 hour to the newspaper. So at the back of the newspaper, you have startup and techs. Every like I think 3 to 4 days, you get a whole column about startups and technology in India, where you learn like which startup is becoming unicorn, how much funding one has received, something like that. Also, you must be well versed about the various financial markets, stock markets, these basic terms of the stock market, BSC, what is NSC, what is market capitalization. Even you are not a B school guy, you must learn all these things. Like when you are going to a B school, you must be clear with all these things. Basic financial terms, basic marketing terms, what are blue collar jobs, what is, so all these are the marketing terms that one must be well versed about. And like about the GDPI, so when you are into the group discussion, so I should focus on that. And like when you are into the group discussion, so how one get more points when you initiate the group discussion. So one must have caliber to initiate the group discussion. And apart from that, in a group discussion, you must be a good listener also. You must listen to the each and everyone facts, and then you should speak. You should not cross someone in a group discussion. Even you, either you initiate first or then you listen and then you should speak. So you must be speaking some constructive things and all. And last thing in the group discussion is you should conclude also. So there are points for the person who conclude the group discussion. You should not leave the group discussion empty. See, if there is a XYZ topic of a group discussion, there must be some person who must conclude like what we have discussed today, what we have discussed in half an hour. So there are lots and lots of points for get. And when you are coming to PI, so you have that particular resume or CV with you. So you must not fake that CV or resume. You should write whatever you have achieved in your life, what are your skill set. You should write truly to that. And yeah, you should communicate very fluently with the interviewer and all. So these are my advices for the people who are appearing for the GDPI in the month of Feb.
Correct, correct. And Vikas, one more thing. Just wanted to ask before we wrap it up that how do you see the education market going forward? Now, do you think that there is a turning? This is COVID has been a turning point for education and even markets as a whole. You can answer that too. That are we going back to our old ways when the third wave? I mean, the third wave has subdued now. But do you think that we'll be going back to our old ways, or will there be a change, or will we be sticking to these new ways? From education standpoint and in general market or industry standpoint also. Even as a product manager, you can give your inputs.
So I'll start with from the education point of view. So what I believe, like after the third wave have also completed, so what I believe we like industry will be having the hybrid model. So the class, we will go back to the classroom teaching. There is no substitute to the classroom teaching. You bring major apps, you
Absolutely.
build any app, any high technology app also. There is no substitute of classroom teaching. So what you learned in the classroom, there is no substitute of that. These applications like edutech applications will become secondary, or they
Supplementary.
will work. Yeah, they will work parallelly. Like students will take like guidance from these applications also, but they will not stop leaving the classroom. They will go to the classrooms also, and they will also use these applications. So what I can say that this edtech industry cannot rely entirely on online system. Both online and offline will come in the picture. And the same goes for the school, colleges. You cannot run school online, you cannot run colleges online, and even you cannot run these coaching classes. See the quota, which is the hub for the education,
Correct.
11 12 JEE mains, IIT, JEE, and medical, that cannot run on the mobile applications. Classroom teaching will definitely is the priority. So post COVID, what I believe is there will be a hybrid model. So what I said is that these applications will become supplementary.
Correct. And the industry going forward, you feel the same way for them, for the industry as in the businesses?
No, but for that I have a different point of view. Now, taking for the example the companies or the corporates which are working, let us say TCS, Infosys, any other company in the Bangalore startups and all. So there is a lots and lots cost of real estate which was these companies are paying earlier. And because when the offices were like the people used to commute to the offices, lot of traveling cost was also there for the
Exactly.
people. People
And the
also have to
time.
pay the, yeah, people also have to pay the rent of their PGs and rent of their flats. Companies have to pay the rent of their offices. So if the same amount of work and the same type of work can be done online, so what I feel like the startups who are coming, new startups or the new companies which are coming, which are having less funds, so they will not go to the offices. They will ask their employees to work from home because that is beneficial for the company. And not for the startups also, for the big corporates also, there's a huge cost which is involved. Labor cost, electricity cost, real estate cost, just for running a company. I am just eradicating the projects of the company. Just to run a company you need a real estate, labor cost, electricity cost. Then you have a security guards which you need in the offices. There's a lots and lots of cost involved. So I do believe like there will be a online system here. People will prefer working online
Because
because
I
it
would,
will save. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just, please continue. Sorry.
because it will save like our time also, the time of the employee. It will save the time of the employee, and the time which the employee can give to their family, it will increase if the people are working from home. Regardless of the some important work, like for the banking sector, like if they want to, like banking sector needs people working in the banks. So for the some sectors, for the IT, I'm believing like for 1 or 2 year, or for maybe forever, hybrid model will continue. People will prefer working online.
Talking about IT, I like to add that recently during Diwali, I when met an executive, ex IBM executive. He said that they have been using IBM model, this hybrid model, in IBM since 2002. They used to compensate employees for not coming because then they don't need to turn on the AC for their cabin. They need to pay for the electricity for their system. If they work from home, they knew the overhead costs that could be reduced, and they used to encourage employees to work from home. But it was such a progressive model that came from America to India back then that it was not something that we adopted even till 2020. But then after 2020, everybody had to. And yes, he also agrees that this is more efficient. They don't give any compensation anymore, but he said that yes, this is more efficient way of doing things in quite a few operations. A few operations, just like you said, that they need their employees over there for
Yeah.
security reasons, or maybe the model is designed in a way where the people are involved. But yeah, I get it. I get it. Anything else that you want to add for our viewers?
Yeah, so what I believe is like hard work is a key for each and everything. And also, like in these COVID times, what I believe, like people should be fit, people should be physically fit. And matlab, I'm a great sports lover, so like my daily routine involves like playing squash and table tennis regularly, like before like I log into the office. So yeah, so work life balance is important. And also I do believe like people should learn more and more skill. They should increase their skill set. Even like let us say about Excel also. So Excel, MS Excel is a very vast thing, and I can bet now also like first year B school students, they are not well versed in the Excel. Matlab, they may be knowing Excel, but not to the fullest. So I do believe, matlab, I believe that these people will learn Excel to the more extent, and they should increase their skill set, the the presenting skills, the communication skills. That they should work on these sort of skills.
Totally agree with you, Vikas. About Excel, all I've learned from Excel is that it's a platform. It is very, very deep, and no matter how
Yeah,
much you learn,
yeah,
it will always be a little bit less. And about fitness, I totally agree with you. I've been focusing on my fitness for a year now, and it has worked wonders. And it helps in keeping you more productive in the times that you want.
even in the fitness industry also, you can see there's a lots and lots of need of product managers. You have Healthify Me, you have Cult.fit, you have Fitter. Many applications have come post COVID, and everyone needs product managers now to see the user empathy.
Correct, 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 correct. I didn't even think of it that way. So thank you so much, Vikas. We'll be connecting you when we get the opportunity. Thanks to the viewers for tuning in, and thanks to Grow Junction for organizing this podcast. Grow Junction is a edutech platform that offers courses for students in management and otherwise. And you can go and check in growjunction.com. And Vikas can be found in LinkedIn. And his LinkedIn profile will be posted in the comments or maybe in the description. Or you can always Google him or search him in LinkedIn. And that's it for today. Thank you, Vikas. Thank you so much for taking out the time for our viewers and for Pro Junction.
Thanks a lot. Bye.